After watching this video, you won't feel helpless anymore if a plane ever crashes in the Amazon rainforest. No promises of miracles, no movie fantasies, but you will know what actually keeps people alive in one of the most hostile environments on Earth and what quietly gets them killed. Most survivors don't live because they're strong, lucky, or fearless. They live because they make a few correct decisions early, using what's already around them. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly what to recover from the wreckage, what to ignore, and why staying calm matters more than escaping fast. Watch this carefully, not casually, because if this situation ever becomes real, this knowledge won't entertain you. It will guide you out alive. Let's start it. The impact is not one sound, it's a sequence. Metal tearing, a scream that might be the plane or might be you, the sudden weightlessness, then a violent stop that knocks the air out of your lungs and replaces it with silence so thick it feels physical. When you open your eyes, nothing looks familiar. The cabin is broken into angles that don't make sense. Seats are twisted, luggage is everywhere, steam or smoke drifts through shafts of green light. Outside the torn fuselage, the jungle presses in dense, wet, alive. The Amazon rainforest. You don't know where you are. You don't know how far rescue might be. You don't even know who else survived yet. What you do know is this: if help doesn't arrive quickly, the rainforest will start trying to kill you in quiet, patient ways. Heat, infection, dehydration, insects, disorientation. Movies teach people to run into the jungle looking for adventure. Real survival starts by not leaving the crash site without thinking, and by understanding that the wreckage around you isn't trash. It's your lifeline. 5 things inside or around that broken airplane will decide whether you last days or weeks. The first thing you recover is not an object, it's the aircraft itself. This is where most people make their first fatal mistake. They assume the wreckage is dangerous and the forest is freedom. In the Amazon, it's the opposite. The aircraft is visible from the air. It's a known last location. It's shelter from rain, animals, and insects. It's a signal. Search and rescue operations prioritize last known coordinates. A plane-shaped object in green jungle stands out like a flare. A human body under a canopy does not. You stay close. You clear a small area. You use parts of the fuselage to create shade and barriers. You avoid cutting into the forest unless necessary. The plane is damaged, yes, but it's also dry metal in a world that never stops being wet. Leaving it too early turns survival into hide and seek against helicopters you desperately need to find you. The second thing you recover is anything that can hold or collect water. In the Amazon, water is everywhere, and almost none of it is safe. Streams carry parasites. Standing water carries disease. Rainwater is the cleanest source you have, but only if you can catch it. From the debris, you look for containers, bottles, galley carts, food trays, even sections of interior paneling that can be bent into channels. You don't drink from the jungle directly unless you have no other option. Rain comes often here, sometimes violently. If you can collect it cleanly, you can stay hydrated without poisoning yourself. Dehydration in the rainforest doesn't look like dry lips and thirst. It looks like dizziness, confusion, heat exhaustion, and collapse. You sweat constantly even when standing still. Water is priority number 1 after injuries. Without it, nothing else you recover matters. The third thing you recover is insulation and covering. People think the jungle is warm and forgiving. It isn't. At night, temperatures drop. Rain soaks everything. Wet skin loses heat fast. Hypothermia happens in tropical environments more often than people realize, especially after injury and shock. From the wreckage, you gather seat cushions, blankets, insulation panels, carpeting, anything that traps air and keeps moisture away from your body. You elevate yourself off the ground, not for comfort, but to avoid insects, moisture, and heat loss through contact with wet soil. You don't sleep directly on the jungle floor unless you have no choice. The rainforest doesn't attack you loudly, it drains you. Insulation preserves energy. Energy is survival currency. The fourth thing you recover is fire-making potential. Fire in the Amazon is difficult but not impossible. The environment is wet, but the airplane provides dry materials. Wiring insulation, seat foam, paper manuals, emergency equipment. Some aircraft carry fire-starting tools in emergency kits. Even if they don't, metal and friction still work. Fire does more than cook food. It dries clothes, keeps insects back, signals rescuers with smoke, stabilizes morale, provides light when darkness arrives early under thick canopy. You don't build a bonfire, you build something sustainable. Small, protected, fed with dry materials scavenged carefully. Fire reminds your body that night is survivable. People who lose fire lose rhythm, sleep collapses, decision-making degrades, fear fills the gap. The fifth thing you recover is anything that cuts or ties, not weapons. Tools. Seatbelt webbing becomes cordage. Aluminum panels become blades when broken carefully. Armrests, metal brackets, even parts of the seat frame can be repurposed. You don't hack into the jungle wildly. You conserve energy, but you need the ability to cut, tie, secure, and repair. You may need to splint an injury, secure shelter, hang food away from animals, build rain catchers, mark paths. Bare hands fail quickly in the rainforest. Tools multiply effort. Without them, every task costs you more strength than you can afford. Now let's talk about what kills people who survive the crash. It's not jaguars, it's not snakes, it's infection. Cuts in the rainforest don't stay small. Warmth and moisture accelerate bacterial growth. Even minor wounds become dangerous without care. You clean injuries immediately, with clean water if possible. You keep them dry and covered. You avoid unnecessary movement through thick vegetation that causes scratches. You don't push yourself to explore unless necessary. The jungle rewards patience and punishes ambition. Another killer is panic-driven wandering. People leave crash sites believing they can walk out. In the Amazon, walking without a clear route is almost never successful. Vegetation is dense, visibility is low, movement is slow, landmarks vanish. Direction becomes meaningless under canopy. Search teams find planes. They don't find people who walked away. If you must move, you mark clearly. You leave signals. You move only when it improves survivability, not because you feel restless. Then there's food. Yes, the rainforest is full of life. No, that doesn't mean it's safe to eat. Foraging without knowledge leads to poisoning. Many edible-looking plants are not edible. Many insects are safe. Many are not. Food matters, but it matters less than water, shelter, and signaling. Humans can survive weeks without food. They cannot survive long without hydration and protection. Your job is not to thrive, it's to last. Morale matters more than optimism. You set routines, you tend fire, you check injuries, you maintain shelter, you signal during daylight. Helicopters don't search forever, but they search longer when there's something to find. Wreckage is evidence. Fire is evidence. Cleared ground is evidence. Movement away from the site erases evidence. Here's the final truth people don't like. Surviving a plane crash in the Amazon is not about mastering the jungle. It's about not letting the jungle consume you before help arrives. The 5 things you recover from the wreckage structure: water collection, insulation, fire capability, and tools buy you time. Time is what rescue needs. People who survive don't become jungle experts. They become patient. They conserve energy. They reduce exposure. They think boring thoughts and make boring decisions. And that's why they're alive when the sound of rotors finally cuts through the canopy. Now you know what to do. Not to conquer the jungle. Not to become a survival expert overnight, but to stay alive long enough for rescue to find you. If a plane ever goes down in the Amazon rainforest, you won't panic. You won't wander blindly, and you won't waste energy fighting the environment. You'll use what the crash gives you, protect your body, and buy time, the one thing survivors always need more of. That's how people walk out alive. If this video helped you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends and family. One piece of knowledge, passed at the right time, can save a life. Subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to survive real-world situations like this calmly, intelligently, and realistically. Stay prepared, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay alive.